Hello everyone, this is David and welcome to week 4 of Writing 394. Let's get right to it by taking a look at your week 4 overview thread. As you can see in this thread, it's your primary job to 1. Turn in your annotated bibliography at the end of this week. Now I've set up a special assignment folder where you can turn that in, and you see it right here. Assignment folder, Project 2, Part 1, Annotated Bibliography, Background Review. So make sure that you submit your annotated bibliography to that assignment folder. I'll be grading those after you turn them in and get them back to you so that you can combine them with Part 2. In Part 2 of Project 2, you write your literature review. And here are the assignment directions for that literature review. Write a synthesis of the articles you collected for your annotated bibliography on the topic for your final project in the course. In your synthesis, identify the themes of the articles. And that means you reread them all and kind of find similarities and differences and points you'd like to make and call them themes and arrange them around those themes. It gives an example here. If you collected 7 articles on the topic of paperless office, you might find that 3 major themes emerge from your rereading of the 7 articles. Common reasons for resisting the move, cost of going to a paperless office, and benefits of doing it. Now this background review should be about 1,000 to 1,400 words in length. However, I'm not a big believer in word length in this kind of assignment. I simply want you to do a good job. As long as it is around 1,000 words and around 1,400 words, you're good to go. Don't be counting words to get right at 1,000 or cutting words to get right at 1,400. Now you'll see that I've divided the writing of this literature review or synthesis into 5 distinct steps. And you are given a thread for each of those steps. And here are those threads. Read literature synthesis, step 1. And you'll see that in step 1, your job is to extract the summaries from your annotated bibliography. Here's what your annotated bibliography should look like when you turn it in. And then here is what it looks like after you strip out the citations and add in the in-text citations of the author's last name and year of publication to the summaries. So that is step 1. Now, in step 2, you're going to be rereading the summaries and then reordering them. Your goal is to find an order in which to put them. In this example that I provided on 7 sources on cultural diversity, the sources, because they were in an annotated bibliography, are in alphabetical order. So you're going to read them in alphabetical order, but as you do, start putting labels on them. Start jotting down what you think they represent in the overall scheme of things. Solution, problem with the need for understanding, solution, another problem for the need of understanding, solution. In other words, you read through the 7, put labels on them, because as you're reading, you're going to be looking for similarities and differences and other thoughts that you have. By the end of step 2, you will have reordered the summaries. They will no longer be in alphabetical order. They will be put in some kind of order that makes logical sense so that you can discuss them. And you see that order here for those 7 summaries. Then you go on to step 3. In step 3, you're going to now divide them into paragraphs. Basically, you have to decide whether you're going to discuss a source summary by itself in its own paragraph, or whether you're going to be combining sources into a paragraph. And you have to decide that here. And this will give you the number of paragraphs that will, body paragraphs, that will be in your literature review. Some sources you can discuss by themselves, some you will want to combine so that you can compare and contrast them. Okay, let's go to step 4. In step 4, you're really going to, now that you've got them divided into paragraph sections, you're really going to work on making them into true paragraphs. And to be true paragraphs, that means that they have a topic sentence, an overall point of view stated at the beginning of the body paragraph that ties everything together you say in that paragraph. And then, of course, transitions. And you'll need transitions, especially if you're going to discuss more than one source in a paragraph. You'll need transitions to show how they relate to each other, and so that the paragraph flows from one source to the next. So that's what you'll be doing in step 4, adding topic sentences and transitions. And then in step 5, now that you've gotten your body paragraphs, you know what the whole thing means, you know what you have in front of you, now you're ready to write an introduction paragraph for your synthesis or your literature review, and then you're ready to write a conclusion paragraph for your synthesis or your literature review. And once you've written your introduction and your conclusion paragraphs, you're ready to slap a title on it, put everything in order, and you should have a literature review that looks something like this. Be sure to put that references page on a page by itself at the end of your literature review. And of course, this is due on September 25th. September 25th. We're going to be working on it for the next 2 weeks. Okay, that wraps it up for an overview of your week 4. Everybody's doing great work. This is coming along well, and I hope that it's starting to make sense to you, and I look forward to your work in the discussion boards. Speaking of which, you have 3 discussion boards this week. As usual, these discussion boards, you're simply going to be turning in parts of what you work on during the week. In the first discussion board, you're going to be turning in a body paragraph so that I can look at it and make sure that your body paragraph's in good shape. You're also going to be turning in your introduction paragraph once you get it written, and you're also going to be turning in your reference list for one final check on those APA citations. Okay, good luck to everyone, and I'll see you in the discussion boards.